Hi, my name is Sam Shippee, and for my blog 3, I am going to be taking a block of code and basically explaining what each line means to kind of reform the way computer Python code is communicated. Because I think with people who are just starting out coding, there is a steep learning curve, and it's kind of hard to begin to understand it. So I think a resource where people could listen to someone explain what each line of the code means would be helpful. So for this particular function, um, the purpose of it is to take a list of numbers and basically just return us the sum of the numbers in the list. So the first line says def sum of numbers with nums in parentheses. This basically we're just defining the function, establishing that it's there, and the nums in parentheses is the input of the function. That's the list of numbers. So the next line is sum equals 0 and then count equals 0. Sum is what we're going to be returning, and right now it's a variable, so we're establishing it as 0. And count will be helpful for knowing which number of the list we're adding. So the next line says for x in numbers. This is basically a loop that iterates through each number in the list and adds it to the sum. The next line, sum equals sum plus numbers, and then in brackets count. This is basically like the main portion of our function to give us the sum. What it's saying is on the current iteration, the sum equals the sum that we got from the previous iteration going through the list plus the current iteration numbers, and then in brackets count. That shows us which number on the list we're on, so which number is the current iteration. So we're adding that current number to the sum we got from the previous iteration. So by the end of it, we will have the total sum of each number in the list. And then count, the next line, count equals count plus 1. Basically, each time we iterate through the list, we add another count, another iteration. So then we know to go to the function knows to go to the next number in the list. Then after that, we have return sum. So now after the for loop is done iterating through the whole list, it returns us the sum of all the added up numbers. And then the next line says print sum. So basically that's just when you run the function, at the bottom you can see it says 50, it'll print 50. The numbers, that's the list that we're putting into the function. And then at the bottom, this is where we call the function and actually run it with, in parentheses, numbers, that's the input, numbers, that's the list. And yeah, that's basically the whole function, and then we get the sum of 50 from that list, and that is each line of code explained. Thank you.